Hi everyone, I'm Katie, the founder and creative director of Mate. We are a clean essentials brand sustainably made in Los Angeles. We use natural, non-toxic, and organic materials. We love the Branch Basics community because we share the same values around non-toxic living and a clean lifestyle. So most people understand that being clean is reflected in the food industry, in cleaning products, in the beauty industry. But on the other side, no one's quite talking and thinking through of how the fashion industry and clothing is actually one of the dirtiest industries there are. So the fashion industry uses over 8,000 synthetic chemicals in the manufacturing process, which some are very dangerous to human health. They're carcinogenic, neurotoxic, endocrine disrupting, a whole host of issues. So at Mate, what we're trying to do is really have consumers start connecting the dots that what they're putting on their skin, which is their largest organ, actually matters, and is, similar to the different industries and is another layer of what we should be paying attention to as women. So not many people know this, but over 60% of the clothing that is out there in the world today is made from synthetic materials like polyester, spandex, nylon, acrylic, and these materials are made from fossil fuels and are heavily reliant on chemicals and are essentially a plastic, as they are made from chemicals and put into a process which makes them into a polymer. And the issue with this is not only just is it bad for human health, but it's creating microplastics. When a consumer is at home and washing them, even rubbing on, the materials that you're wearing or on your couch, are creating hundreds of thousands of microplastics where they're ending up everywhere. The research is showing that microplastics are in our air, in our water, in our fish. They're ending up in women's placenta. So it's kind of a microplastic smog out there. And it wasn't like this, 100 years ago. This is sort of a new crisis that is happening. And a large contributor to that is the fashion industry, which is quite alarming. So for us, it's really important to commit to those natural fibers and to be bringing this awareness to our community and communities like Branch Basics, that there are further implications to what it is that you're wearing and how it's impacting the overall ecological balance of this planet, and then also, the health of individuals and people around the world. So another component to living a more sustainable and clean lifestyle is thinking through what happens to your products that you have in your home after you're done with them. So a lot of products that you have hanging in your closet are actually going to outlive you by hundreds and hundreds of years, which is alarming. And the issue with this is that over 80% of clothing will end up in landfill. And when the garment is made out of, synthetic materials, it will live there for hundreds, if not thousands of years as it's biodegrading, where a natural product will biodegrade in a much quicker fashion, which is much better for the environment and our carbon balance in the atmosphere, which is directly related to climate change and the overall health of the planet. So at Mate, we are very aware of being responsible for our products through the entire life cycle and consider the end life to be just as important as the beginning stages of when our garment is actually a seed in the soil. So it's really important to think through all of the products that you're consuming and bringing into your house, and how they're going to affect you and the rest of the planet once you're done with them. There is no such thing as a way when you put them in the trash. We all kind of think that magically they get picked up and then they're gone, and that's not the case. So we have a responsibility as consumers and as brands to really be thinking through how can we better the system with the different products that we're bringing into the world. I get asked all the time, what are my top sustainability or clean living tips? I would say for fashion, the first one thing that you could do is start looking at your care labels and just start identifying which products are natural, which are synthetic, just so you have a better idea of the materials that you are wearing on a daily basis. Things to look for when you're shopping too on websites or browsing in store, if you are, when you're shopping, are brands that have a sustainability page or more information on their website that are using certifications. Some certifications to look out for are GOTS, OCS, Blue Sign, OEcoTex, Made Safe. These are all certifications that really help consumers understand and feel better about their purchases, because they are doing the work to make sure that these brands are held to a high standard of non-toxic manufacturing and products. Also, I think a good one too is just to, when you want to make a purchase, hold off. I know that sounds crazy, but for myself, if I want to purchase something, I try to give myself like a 2-week buffer. And if I still want it after those 2 weeks, then I know that it's something that I will, appreciate, that I will get a lot of use out of. And that's like a good way to not make impulse purchases, which at the end of the day, I think is a good thing to avoid.